Welcome to the Real Voices podcast, where we explore the personal journeys of real estate professionals through their own unique challenges and successes. Real Voices is brought to you by Equitable Title and Escrow, providing a better approach to title and escrow through team support and innovative services. Welcome to another wonderful episode. I am your host, Marlo Randolph. We have another great guest, Amira Lajam. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you being on with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
It's an honor being in your program.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, so I wanted to start off with just asking, how long have you been in real estate? What brought you into real estate, and what are your clients? What kind of clients do you serve? What do they look like?
I've been in real estate. Well, I love real estate all my life, almost all my life. Since I was little, I started playing with little doll houses. Okay. But I never thought I would be a realtor. I never thought it was a job. When I grew up, we started doing investments, and I like real estate. And I was thinking, I should I want to be a realtor, but I had other business, so I didn't have the opportunity. And then when I have the opportunity, I jumped. So I've been in the real estate as a realtor for 8 years.
Okay.
So far. And yes, I love working with families, first-time home buyers. It doesn't matter if they're 21 or 81.
Right.
I mean, I love people. I love working with people, and I enjoy it.
Okay. So 8 years. What did you do before that? What kind of a career path did you take?
I was in the car industry.
Okay.
Before, as a younger, I was a hairstylist.
Okay.
Since 18 till then I got married, and my husband was in the car business. So we ended up building a business, working together, and then that changed. But since I was there in the business, I always we should get the license. And I was trying to get my license, and something happened.
Okay.
But yeah.
So owned your own business, selling cars then?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So that was, I guess, a nice kind of transition for you to be able to still serve people in the same way then.
Yeah. I was more in the office, more than, not in sales, but yeah.
Okay.
But you still deal with people and employees, and
right.
It's entertaining.
Right. Dealing with employees, juggling personalities,
yes.
Right? Right. Okay. So where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Mexico.
Okay.
And I moved, I born in the border between Mexico and U.S. So I was a little, half.
Right.
Half. And then I moved a little bit north. Is it north? No. South?
South.
South.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was more 3 hours from the border.
Okay.
At Hermosillo. And then I moved back here.
Okay.
I moved back here when I was 29, so now when I was little. And I have to learn the language again.
Talk to me about that. What made you want to come back come to the States? And, what was that transition like for you, not knowing the language, and what brought you?
I thought I knew the language because when I used to live in the border, I thought I speak English. Mm-hmm. So when I live over there in Hermosillo, nobody speaks English. And these days, everybody speaks English because they bring American schools. But in that time, I guess I was the only one that speak English with nobody. So when I moved here, that I thought I was speaking, I was like, I couldn't say a word. I understand everything, but I couldn't. So I have to start steps, like when you start walking and then running. So, and my English still not 100%.
No, I think it's
correct,
great.
but
it's great.
I learn every day.
It's great.
The same way I learn real estate every day because it change. It's not always the same. It's always changing. So we have to be learning so we can help our clients.
Right. Makes sense. Always growing and educating.
I was growing and educating. Yeah, we have to, because as a real estate agent, we help our clients with the biggest investments of their life. So it's a lot of money they haven't. So we have to, be careful. You have to help them the right way.
Makes sense.
You don't want make mistake. You cannot make mistakes and lose their deposit or have any fee. You have to be very careful with that. So you have to be very knowledge.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Also,
Oh no.
I'm not gonna let you speak. So
Oh no.
you're next.
It's okay. It's okay. You can talk as much as you want. Show's about you. This is
It's
about
about
you.
me. Yes. Well, thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, before the 8 years, you say you kind of grew up looking at investing and wanting to move forward with this. What has been the, I guess, difference from what you thought the industry was like before you got in and what it's really like for you? Is there a difference?
Before I was buying my own properties. Now you're buying other people's properties, other personalities. Everybody has their own needs, what they want, their budget. But it's interesting. I love that. And I repeat, we have to be very qualified, very prepared, because here in Arizona, we, the real estate agents, we write contracts.
Right.
We deal with the dates, we have to be in top. In other states, they have lawyers to do our job.
Right.
And here, we're doing the lawyer job.
Right.
So we have to be very professional, knowledgeable, and
Makes sense. Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah, that is true. You're considered lawyers in that sense.
yes.
Yeah. So talk to me, when you first got in the industry, what did you do to get new clients? What did your prospecting look like?
My prospecting was open houses.
Okay.
Well, I used to suck in open houses, but I learned. I learned from all mistakes because, yes, I used to have a lot of people coming. I didn't know how to approach them. But, you learn everything from after. And you have to be honest so they can like you, trust you, and
Right.
And helpful. Give them all information they need and guide them, and they like that.
So you still hold open houses?
I do,
Okay.
even though they say you don't need to do open houses anymore. You have to do more videos so people. But I like the one-on-one. I think it's more. Even I will be the star, like doing videos at the same time. They have to know you more
Right.
in person. So the touch, COVID, ruined this for us because we cannot.
Yeah.
Say check their hands. We just stay away. So it's a little, but I guess we're getting back
Right.
into that. People is getting not afraid of getting close to other people and shaking their hands. And
Right. Makes sense. So as a little girl in Mexico, playing with the dollhouses, and interested in real estate.
Barbies.
And Barbies, the Barbie dolls, right?
The Barbie house.
What were your, I guess, looking about what you were going to be when you grew up? You said you weren't looking for a realtor, but what was that?
When
like
I was
for
a
you?
little girl, I want to be flight attendant.
Okay.
I'm afraid of flights, so I cannot be flight attendant.
What made you want to be that then, though? What was it about it?
I don't know. When I was, when you're a little girl, you're flying and there are planes. You think it's all this idea.
Yeah.
Also, as a little kid, you play like nurse, doctor. I don't want to be a nurse or doctor. I love them. I appreciate what they do, but it's not me. I cannot be seeing people suffering and pain.
Right.
So I like to see happy people and make them happier. That's why I like real estate, because when you give them the keys of their house, they're so happy.
Right.
And they make me happy. It's very.
It is a wonderful feeling. That is for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess just kind of sticking with your childhood, who did you look up to? Who were your role models?
My role model, well, it was more like my mother. She used to work all the time to, for us. She was always working. So I learned from her that it's good to go to work,
Right.
to work, to provide. And yes, because I'm not that old, but I'm not that young. So I didn't watch so many shows. I didn't watch in that time. I didn't like the kids. They know a lot since
Right.
they're little. I didn't have my iPad, my computer.
Right.
I think I have my first cell phone. The first one came ever on my 20s.
Yeah.
So,
You're not the only one. There's plenty of us who are in that boat,
I'm surprised that I used to know everybody's phone number. I used to get to places. I used to come to the United States, go to LA, here Phoenix, and get to the place I wanted to. Now I need to use my navigation.
Right. And some things that we have totally lost.
Yes. First, I thought cell phone was great because I can call you when I'm lost, and then you can tell me, turn right, left, whatever, go straight. Now it's like navigation is, wow. And I don't know people's phone numbers.
So I think about this often, actually, how that works out, where, the technology has allowed us to forget certain things. Maybe
but help
that's
us
good.
a lot in another.
So maybe it's good and maybe it isn't. It's freed us up to think about other things that are more important than a phone number, right?
Yes.
At least that's the way I think about it. So,
yes.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you, I'm thinking about here and thinking about you and what you do with your life if you didn't have to work. If you had all the money in the world, what would that look like for you? What would you like to accomplish?
Because I like to help people. I will help people because I have a lot of money. So one thing. And I like to travel. I will travel. I love the ocean. I will be going to spend a week by the ocean.
Okay.
Not buying expensive cars or mansions and things like that. No.
Yeah.
I will do like investment, like apartment complex, helping people rent their house, have a place to live.
Yeah.
But my luxury will be more, enjoying
the travels.
The travel, enjoying, eat good. Don't worry about payments.
I hear you. That's the dream for us all. That's the dream for us all. So, in thinking of what you could do with your life and your business, what is your business and what you're hoping for in the next 5 years? What does your real estate goals look like?
Keep growing and keep doing what I do, and of course help more families. And it doesn't matter if it's $1 million home or in these days $400,000.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I feel bad that it's people they cannot qualify for a house, or they cannot find a house right now because they don't have the extra $30,000.
Right.
They only have their down payment. In the past, I help people. They got their home with $500.
Right.
Their days are gone.
Yeah. The $500 earnest money deposit. No such thing anymore. So yeah.
And that's it. They close and they got a house with that money.
Right.
Now it's like.
So what are you telling your clients who are in that position? What are some of the things you're talking to them about doing?
Well, don't lose your hope. I mean, we're gonna find the right place. We keep going, and some people get disappointed and they decide to stop looking. Decide stop sending offers. Yeah. Because it's not. I can do. My strategy will help you. Yeah, that was in the past.
Right.
Right now, it's not my strategy. It's how much money you can put. And it's very sad, and it's very unfortunately.
Money's talking.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is very tough for buyers.
I was a loan officer for the longest time, and when my clients would lose a home, I always felt confident enough to say that, it just wasn't meant to be. I really believe that where you live is a sacred thing. It's a kind of a sacred thing, and you end up where you need to be somehow.
Yes,
so
I still tell them that. This is not the house for you. That's why we didn't get it.
Yeah, and it is for me. It really isn't just solace. That really is how I feel about things. That wherever you end up, it's where you ought to be. So it kind of works out that way. Okay.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit about I guess I like to ask about adventurers. Like, do you consider yourself adventurous, and what is the craziest thing you felt like you've done in your life? Like the most adventurous thing you've done?
Throwing myself in a zip line in Costa Rica.
That sounds like fun.
It was very fun. Yes. Okay. I can do that, but I cannot throw myself in the
Like
slide. That one is closed.
Mm-hmm.
The little one.
Mm-hmm.
Claustrophobic, I guess.
So Costa Rica, you're out there zip lining through the jungle.
Yeah, to the jungle, like miles. It was
Nice.
that was crazy.
I look forward to
but
doing
it
it,
was. I don't throw myself in the parachute. No.
Yeah, that's I don't blame you. I'm worried. I'm wondering about that myself, skydiving. So when you're thinking about moves and getting your clients from point A to point B in that sales process, what do you do to kind of keep them, I guess, calm and
Motivated.
With you?
But I explain all the process so they know what they're going through. But yes, at the end when we are under contract, they are. Even I do everything for them and I tell them not to stress. They still stress. And I try to do everything for them. But at the same time, they have to do their own things, like with the lender, with the title, and decide how they want to take title, their name, what way, to see all those charges. But at the end, it's like the best investment you can do, especially now, is in real estate, because the return on investment is being
crazy.
Great
it's
for the
crazy.
people.
Yeah.
They're lucky to have the house. 2 years ago, even a year ago, people I sold houses a year ago, they have between 65,000 to 300,000, 350
In a year. It's
in
crazy.
a year.
It's almost tempting to like cash that out and move somewhere else.
Yes, and I keep in touch with them, and keep them updated in the market, and also when check how's their interest rate, if now that their interest rates are low.
Okay.
Tell them, well, let's refinance. I'm not a lender. I don't make any money, but it's to benefit them.
Right.
So they can have more money in their pocket, or they could keep making the same payment and cut that in 15 years, 20 years instead of 30.
Makes sense. Those are some good tips to send out to folks.
Some people, they don't know, and some people they know.
Right.
They're more, they know more than I do. But
It's amazing.
yeah, now with the technology, everybody knows a lot.
Right.
Too.
Right. What are you most proud of in your life? The thing that maybe something you've accomplished or who you are. What is that you're most proud of?
I'm very proud of my kids.
Okay. Talk to me about that.
I think for me, they're the best kids ever. I have 3.
Okay.
1 boy and 2 girls.
Okay.
And since they're little, they're very good kids, polite, humble.
Yeah.
And they now my oldest, of course, he's a professional. My boy, my girl, and I have a baby, 17 years old, on senior high school.
Trying to get him through, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my girl, the middle one, was like student body president of the high school, of the university, and she was involved a lot in school, and she did great.
Cool. Why did you try and teach them that something that you wanted to make sure they understood? What was that?
It's not that I want to teach him. I treat him like adults since they're little, with respect.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I want to teach him something. It's just with the life, how they grow up, they're teaching themselves.
So do you think that if I was able to interview them, that they wouldn't say, no, Mom didn't say one single thing all the time. She's taught a lot of things.
Oh, no.
Is there some one thing you're always like, look?
No, I never. I told them now when they grow up, be careful.
Okay.
Don't drink. If you want to drink at home, because you don't know what's going to happen. Your body doesn't know how it's going to react.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful. Somebody will give you
Yeah.
something in your drink. Don't do drugs. I mean, if they're not good, you want to be hooked.
Right.
I mean, they don't. I don't do that, so they don't see it that at home. Is the only thing. The rest, they know how to behave. So
you're just like
I'm not worried.
It's just like I'm gonna treat you like respect and dignity, and I like that. I think that's important.
Yeah.
I talked with my wife about that before we're married, and that was one of those things. I'm like, I just want them to be able to, like, we need to be able to communicate and talk.
Communicate
right?
and talk, yes.
Cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I had a great time speaking with you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Have a
welcome.
great time.
So where can folks find you at? What's your email, phone number? Where can they find you?
My name, again, if nobody knows me here, Amira Lajam. I'm a real estate agent, 480-238-5104. And my email address is my name, last name, Amira Lajam @gmail.com.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.